My mission is simple, to make you money. I'm here to level the playing field for all investors. There's always a bull market somewhere, and I promise to help you find it. Mad Money starts now. Hey, I'm Cramer. Welcome to Mad Money. Welcome to Cramerica. Other people want to make friends. I'm just trying to make you some money. My job, it's not just to entertain, but to educate, teach. So call me at 1-800-743-CNBC or tweet me at Jim Cramer. I always like to have a list of touchstone stocks that can shine a light on where we're headed. Taken individually, they can mislead us. But taken together, they're like high beams that can steer you through any weather and keep you from straying into the wrong and dangerous lane. This was a good day for the bulls. Dow gained 373 points. S&P climbed 0.64%. NASDAQ advanced 0.52%. More importantly, though, every single stock on my go list, like the go pattern in football, the go list was up today, meaning that something very big could be afoot. That is highly unusual. What's on my go list? I'm talking about the companies that are doing okay right now, but if the pandemic were to end or be behind us, they'd be putting up breathtaking year-over-year comparisons. And remember, we care about why year-over-year. And right now, in today's session, the goal list says by this time next year, we'll have found a way back to normal, or at least an almost normal situation. And it's probably going to happen much sooner than that. I'm going to rip down that list tonight to show you what a go pattern looks like. But before that, let's not bury the lead. Buyers have decided that science will beat COVID sooner than expected. So you'd better get on board or miss the move. Now, some would argue today's strong upside move signals that we're about to get a stimulus deal in Washington, a package that helps small businesses and renters and keeps the unemployed from going on bread lines or being evicted or selling us apples on Wall Street. That can happen. I keep telling you that we need another package, and I've been saying it forever, we need it fast. It would be insane not to do this, which is why I expect the Democrats and Republicans to work around the clock tonight to get up, and tomorrow night to give us something before it's too late. I'm very glad the negotiations seem to be making progress, but the go stocks that were today, they are not stimulus plays. I kept hearing about this all day today. Forget that. These that I'm about to show you are real tells. These are the vaccine plays, the ones that need a COVID vaccine or therapeutic to really thrive. And right now, they're saying loud and clear that a vaccine is coming, probably sooner than most people believe. I always knew we'd get there. I knew it. When the pandemic first started steamrolling, I warned you it would be much worse than the government seemed to realize, including President Trump and to his secretary, Azar, whom I screamed at on TV. But I also said you have to believe in science. We have got so many brilliant professors and researchers at drug companies all over the world, but of course, America's chief. And it was only a matter of time before they came up with a vaccine or a cure. I thought it was inevitable. The only issue was how long it would take. So I warned you, do not bet against them. Don't bet against America. Don't bet against American science. I figured I could get away with saying that, saying something more bullish, after spending most of February and March sounding the alarm Cassandra-like about the virus, also being ridiculed for that. Don't even think the ultimately positive view is, I said, it can't be that controversial. I said it's really terrible, but the scientists will figure it out. I knew the nerds would eventually come up with something. Isn't that what they do? I mean, do you really think that all these drug companies, the people who work at Pfizer and J&J and Merck and Eli Lilly, Moderna, Regeneron, AstraZeneca, do you think they once they were unleashed on a problem, and in some cases paid fortune to do so, they wouldn't solve it? Of course, everybody else is focused on the doom and gloom at the time, so saying anything even remotely optimistic opened me up to the usual time-honored ridicule that I'm pretty much used to by now. I'm not going to name names because I am a man of peace. But some young journalist penned a piece in the money issue of the New York Times back in May when I was saying my rap, and he was saying he was skeptical of the rally that started in late March. His skepticism only grew when, and I quote, I saw Jim Cramer, yeah, he's still around, on CNBC saying that bears like me were, quote, betting against science and basically selling the country short. A comment that he said called to mind Otter's student court peroration in Animal House, worth Googling. Given the performance of the market since then, it seems pretty clear that the bears, including that writer, who I guess is still around, were dead wrong. Oh, and for the record, Tim Matheson's great, but I was never an Otter fan. I'm far more like those three guys sitting on the couch in that Omega pledge scene. Let's get back to what matters, though. The stocks on my go list that are screaming, despite the skyrocketing case count, that are beating COVID in a couple of months. That's what this list. This is I'm going higher because COVID's going to be beaten in a matter of months list. All right. So I'm going to tell you why today's action makes me so confident. It's not coincidental. First, there's DuPont. Here's a high-quality industrial. Ed Breen runs it. Chemical company. It's linked to housing, autos, electronics, safety, construction, imaging, transportation, and which are all doing, of course, horribly. Nutrition and biosciences, which are doing well. The biggest end markets have all been threatened or stymied by the virus. That's why we've been saying, I want you to buy DuPont hand over fist, as we have for my charitable trust, which you can follow along by joining the ActionAlertsPlus.com club. And based on the assumption that we're going to get a vaccine. Today, the stock rallied 3%, signaling very strongly science will win. Same goes for 3M. Steve Tusa from JP Morgan, the best industrial analyst out there, spoke positively this very morning about 3M, suggesting it could be turning a corner. I thought so, too, after last conference call where CEO Mike Roman talked about July looking much better than June. No one paid attention to him. Wrong. I like 3M right here, right now. You are free to buy it, and I have not said that in ages. Disney's on my go list. Now, I told you last night that the terrific cost control saved the quarter, but that doesn't explain today's magnificent 9% run. No, that's all about the idea that we'll get a vaccine, because without one, too much of Disney's business remains in trouble. With it, movies, theme parks, cruises, sports, it all comes back, except now you got Disney Plus driving the bus. What else? If you're predicting an uptick in global commerce, I looked at two stocks as beacons: MasterCard, symbol MA, and Union Pacific. Their stocks are fabulous barometers of economic activity. With MasterCard, we got some good fintech pin action from Square's great numbers. But you got to remember, MasterCard failed to rally after reported because the pandemic's put the kibosh on cross-border traffic. The stock's moving today. That says cross-border traffic's coming back. Travel beckons. Union Pacific, bellwether for back to school and holidays. See, they ship imports from Asia to the rest of the country to go to retailers. Today's rally says that scientists might be able to save the holidays. Wouldn't that be something? Save the holidays? Next up, apparel's a huge tale. Nike's putting up good points. That's always a great sign. But the better one's the comeback in Ralph Lauren, which really wasn't all that bad when you go over the conference call yesterday, not that anybody did. And PVH, which has spent ages in the COVID doghouse. You know, PVH is the company behind Calvin Klein and Tommy Hilfiger. You don't buy apparel if you think you're going to be stuck inside for 6 months, right? I mean, if all we're ever going to do is just look at each other inside in the house, you're not even going to care what you wear. You wear the Hanes brands. But maybe people going out. That's what that 7% rally says to me. Finally, there's three more industrials on the list that don't get a lot of attention because they're so darn boring, but not to me. There's PPG, Emerson, and Nucor. PPG for coatings, Emerson for motors, Nucor for steel. When all three go higher, especially after so much carping about Emerson's allegedly weak quarter yesterday, that tells you the big money's betting on return to world growth. You heard that first. Now, the stock market's not a crystal ball, and I'm not sure Wall Street has any special insight on the progress of the pandemic. But here's the bottom line. When my entire go list, the entire one, goes green, something we haven't seen in weeks, it tells me that a lot of money managers are either about to turn more bullish about the prospect of a vaccine or a therapeutic, or at least the bears are throwing in the towel because they're worried about monoclonal antibodies. I'm not saying, and a cocktail for that. I'm not saying that you have to bet it all on science here, although this action makes it crystal clear that it's a very bad idea to bet against it. And I'm still here. John in New Mexico. John.
Hey, how's it going, Jim?
It's the greatest day of my life. How about you?
Pretty good. First-time caller, long-time viewer. My question is on Kratos Defense, ticker symbol KTOS. My question is on their partial contract award-winning for $400 million. What are your thoughts on?
I like it. I like Kratos. I remember I liked it at 9, and I went to those fabulous boards. The Twitter, and everyone attacked me. They said you don't know the difference between Kratos and I don't know whatever they were lying about. But wow, I think it's good stock. I think it goes higher. I do like the defense stocks, by the way. We're going to hear from Xilinx later tonight, and they got good, very good defense business. Hey, why don't we go to? Why don't we send a message to Michael in Massachusetts? Michael.
Booyah, Big Jim. How you doing? My question is about GE. One thing that I'm nervous about is their balance sheet. I don't think they have a strong balance sheet. I know they're heavy on airplanes and in cars. Jim, do you think is this a good investment or not?
Okay, it's a fabulous. Robinhood likes this in 6 plus 6 equals 6. Now here's the issue. Nelson Peltz is selling some stock, which I don't like to see because Nelson's brilliant. That's try-in. Larry Culp's going to try to fix the balance sheet, but it's a wait till next year situation. When I got stocks you don't need to wait for, stocks like DuPont, stocks like 3M, they're ready to roll, and those are better than General Electric. How about we go down to David in Louisiana? David.
Booyah! First-time caller. Love the show.
You're from Booyah Country.
Yes, sir. I bought some Kimberly-Clark for its dividends, but I expected more growth during the pandemic of the price of stock, even though it's near the year-to-date or it's at year-to-date high. Should I buy more or hang on to what I got?
You can hold it. Don't buy more. Remember, if we suddenly think that a vaccine is within the horizon, that stock's going to slow down. It's not. Kimberly-Clark has never in its lifetime been a stock that goes up huge like other stocks. I like the company. I want you to hold on to it. I like the yield. I like that new management. Mike's you, but Mike doesn't come on the show. I don't know. Maybe I hurt his feelings. I don't remember doing so. All right, I got a list of touchstone stocks to give us a sense of where we're going today, and they told us that something big could be afoot because they all ran, in honor of the NFL, a go pattern on Mad Money tonight. We got Beyond Meat. They topped earnings expectations, but the stock dropped. What the heck was that about? I'm going to sit down with the CEO to see if a potential buying opportunity. Then the buyers and sellers are at it again. I'll point out where they're tilted incorrectly. Looking for a link between Xilinx and your portfolio? I'm sitting down with the CEO to see if it's worth considering. I say stay here. Stay with Cramer.
Don't miss a second of Mad Money. Follow @Jim Cramer on Twitter. Have a question? Tweet Cramer. #MadTweets. Send Jim an email to madmoney@cnbc.com or give us a call at 1-800-743-CNBC. Miss something? Head to madmoney.cnbc.com.